Well, come back to my YouTube channel. Before you spend another $50, freeze. That 1973 coin with no mint mark? Most people see 50 cents, but a sharp-eyed few have turned theirs into $2,000. Well, come back, because today we're hunting for treasure in your pocket. Open on a close-up of wrinkled fingers, sifting through loose change on a cluttered wooden desk. The camera slowly pushes in on a single, dull gray coin. A low, pulsating synth drone builds. Voiceover whispers, "Look at it. Just another $50, right? Spare change for a soda. Pocket clutter." But what if I told you that this exact coin, the one you just walked past on the sidewalk, could be the financial surprise you never saw coming? The music hits a sharp staccato note. Title card slams on the screen. The 1973 $50 secret. We are talking about the 1973 Kennedy $50. And the very first thing you must check, the detail that separates pocket change from potential profit, is the mint mark. Flip your coin over to the obverse. Look just below President John F. Kennedy's truncated bust above the date. If you see a small D, that means it was minted in Denver. But here's the twist that creates instant suspense. Our coin today has no mint mark. And on a 1973 $50, no mint mark doesn't mean it's an error. It means it was minted in Philadelphia. Before 1980, Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark. So right away, you know you're holding a Philly issue. Common, usually. But in the world of coin collecting, no mint mark can also be the starting line for a treasure hunt. Now let's talk realistic market value. Most 1973 $50 you find in circulation are heavily worn, what collectors call circulated. If you pull a typical, scratched, dull gray coin from your coin jar, it's worth exactly 50 cents, maybe $1 if you find a kind buyer. Disappointed? Don't be, because the suspense begins when condition enters the room. An uncirculated coin, one that has never been spent, with no wear and full original luster, jumps to $5 to $10. But when you cross into certified mint state grades from PCGS or NGC, the numbers start to breathe fire. An MS65, gem uncirculated, can bring $40 to $60. An MS66 climbs to $125 or more. And here's where your heart should skip. An MS67 is exceptionally rare for this year. At auction, an MS67 1973 $50 has sold for over $1,500. But wait, we haven't even touched the secret weapon of the Kennedy $50 series, the full bell lines designation on the reverse. Flip the coin to the back, you'll see the Liberty Bell with a set of horizontal lines inside the bell's lower section. On most coins, those lines blend together due to weak strikes or wear, but on a pristine, perfectly struck 1973 $50, those lines remain crisp and fully separated. That is the full bell lines or FBL designation. And it changes everything. A standard MS66 might be $125, but an MS66 with FBL can sell for $400 to $500. An MS67 FBL, now you're in four-figure territory. Verified auction records show $2,200 to $2,800 for the finest known examples. Now let's build real suspense. You see, 1973 was a strange year for $50. The United States was deep into the Vietnam War era, and public demand for $50 had collapsed. People weren't using them. The Denver Mint struck over 83 million, and Philadelphia struck nearly 65 million. That sounds like a lot, right? But here is the cruel, beautiful paradox of collecting. Because so few people saved them in high quality, truly gem uncirculated examples are shockingly scarce. The PCGS population report shows fewer than 200 coins graded at MS67 or above for the no mint mark Philadelphia issue. That means your chance of finding one in an old family cigar box is slim, but not zero. And that tiny, glowing ember of possibility is what keeps collectors awake at night. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, a man in Ohio bought a sealed bankroll of 1973 $50 for $10 at an estate sale. He almost spent them on gas, but he noticed one coin looked unusually sharp. The bell lines were razor clear. He submitted it to NGC. It came back MS67 with full bell lines. He sold it privately for $2,500. That is a 25,000% return on a 50-cent piece. This is not fantasy. This is the quiet, overlooked frontier of modern numismatics. And the only tool you need is a magnifying glass and the knowledge to look for FBL. Now, what about mint errors? Because errors are where ordinary coins become legend. On a 1973 half dollar, look for a clipped planchet, a missing crescent-shaped bite from the edge, or look for a double die, where letters or numbers show a ghostly second image. A genuine 1973 double die obverse, even in moderate condition, can sell for $300 to $600. And if you find a 1973 half dollar struck on a dime or nickel planchet by mistake, you are no longer looking at hundreds. You are looking at thousands. One confirmed off-metal strike from this year sold for $2,800 at a heritage auction. The point is, before you cash in that jar, you owe it to yourself to stare at each coin like a detective. The design itself deserves a moment of respect. The obverse features a striking left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy, sculpted by Gilroy Roberts, based on a presidential medal. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, shows the presidential coat of arms surrounded by a ring of stars. But the real star is that Liberty Bell, a direct nod to America's founding. After JFK's assassination in 1963, the half dollar was rushed into production as a living memorial. By 1973, that memorial had become an afterthought to most Americans. But to collectors, it is a time capsule of 1970s America, minted in 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a reeded edge that whispers history every time you run your thumb across it. So here is the suspenseful conclusion to your treasure hunt. That 1973 half dollars with no mint mark is not a gold mine in pocket change. But it is a sleeper. Most are worth 50 cents. A clean, uncirculated example is a $20 bill. An MS66 FBL is a weekend getaway. And an MS67 FBL is a used car. The difference between 50 cents and $2,000 is not magic. It is condition. It is that FBL designation, and it is the simple act of looking closely. You do not need a metal detector or a time machine. You just need your eyes and this knowledge. And that is the beautiful, addictive hook of coin collecting. Value hides in plain sight. Every half dollar in every drawer is a silent lottery ticket. Maybe yours is worn smooth, worth exactly what it says. Or maybe, just maybe, you are holding a perfectly struck, full bell-lined, high-grade survivor that has been waiting 40 years for someone to notice. Do not spin another coin without checking. Flip it. Magnify it. Check those bell lines. And when you find that 1 in 1,000 example, remember this video. Because the greatest treasures are the ones everyone else overlooked. Stay curious and keep hunting.